Welcome to the Bible Quiz. Are you ready to test your biblical knowledge in a fun and interactive way? This is not just a simple quiz, it's a challenge that will put your memory, faith, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures to the test. But be careful, only the most prepared will get all the answers right. Will you be one of them? There's only one way to find out. Here's how it works. We'll present a series of multiple-choice questions about the book of Genesis. Read each question carefully, choose the correct answer, and share your results in the comments. At the end of the quiz, post your score and challenge your friends to see who knows God's Word best. Let's begin. Introduction to the book of Genesis. The book of Genesis is the first book of the Bible and one of the most important, as it tells the story of the creation of the world, the origin of humanity, the history of the patriarchs, and God's covenant with His people. Comprising 50 chapters, it reveals how God established the foundations of existence and laid out a plan of redemption for mankind. Now, let's see how much you know about this sacred book. Question 1. On which day did God create the sun, moon, and stars? First day. B. Second day. C. Fourth day. D. Sixth day. Think carefully before answering. Correct answer, C. Fourth day. Explanation. According to Genesis 1 verses 14 to 19, God created the sun, moon, and stars on the fourth day to give light to the earth and mark the seasons, days, and years. These celestial bodies serve to separate day from night, establishing the cycles of time. Question 2. Who was the first murderer mentioned in the Bible? Cain. B. Lamech. C. Esau. D. Ham. Think carefully before answering. Correct answer, A. Cain. Explanation. Cain killed his brother Abel out of jealousy after God accepted Abel's offering but rejected his own. This is recorded in Genesis 4 verse 8. This episode demonstrates the impact of sin on humanity and how envy can lead to tragic consequences. Question 3. How old was Noah when the flood came? 500 years. B. 600 years. C. 700 years. D. 800 years. Think carefully before answering. Correct answer, B. 600 years. Explanation. Genesis 7 verse 6 states that Noah was 600 years old when the floodwaters covered the earth, fulfilling God's judgment on the wickedness of mankind. However, Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord and was chosen to preserve creation. Question 4. What was the name of the tower built to reach the heavens? Tower of Zion. B. Tower of Babylon. C. Tower of Babel. D. Tower of Sodom. Think carefully before answering. Correct answer, C. Tower of Babel. Explanation. The people built the Tower of Babel to make a name for themselves, but God confused their language and scattered them across the earth. Genesis 11 verses 1 to 9. This event explains the origin of the world's many languages. Question 5. Who was Abraham's wife? Rachel. B. Leah. C. Rebecca. D. Sarah. Think carefully before answering. Correct answer, D. Sarah. Explanation. Sarah was Abraham's wife and the mother of Isaac. She gave birth in her old age, fulfilling God's promise. Genesis 17 verses 15 to 19. This miracle demonstrates God's power and His faithfulness to His promises. Question 6. Which city did God destroy with fire and sulfur because of its wickedness? Jericho. B. Nineveh. C. Sodom. D. Bethel. Think carefully before answering. Correct answer, C. Sodom. Explanation: God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah due to their extreme wickedness, as recorded in Genesis 19 verses 24 to 25. Only Lot and his family escaped, but his wife looked back and was turned into a pillar of salt. Question 7. Who was the first person to be called a Hebrew in the Bible? Moses. B. Jacob. C. Joseph. D. Abraham. Think carefully before answering. Correct answer, D. Abraham. Explanation: Abraham is referred to as a Hebrew in Genesis 14 verse 13, marking him as the ancestor of the Hebrew people. He is considered the father of faith and an example of obedience to God. Question 8. How many sons did Jacob have? 10. B. 12. C. 14. D. 7. Think carefully before answering. Correct answer, B. 12. Explanation: Jacob had 12 sons who became the ancestors of the 12 tribes of Israel, as detailed in Genesis 35 verses 22 to 26. Question 9. What was the name of Joseph's Egyptian master? Pharaoh. B. Nebuchadnezzar. C. Potiphar. D. Darius. Think carefully before answering. Correct answer, C. Potiphar. Explanation: Joseph was sold as a slave in Egypt and became a servant in the house of Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, Genesis 39 verse 1. Despite his hardships, Joseph remained faithful to God and was exalted in Egypt. Question 10. What was the sign of God's covenant with Noah? A dove. B. A rainbow. C. A burning bush. D. A pillar of fire. Think carefully before answering. Correct answer, B. A rainbow. Explanation: God placed a rainbow in the sky as a sign of his covenant, promising never to destroy the earth with a flood again. Genesis 9 verses 12 to 17. Congratulations on completing the quiz. How many questions did you get right? Comment your score. If you enjoyed this quiz, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next challenges. Final verse: Behold, I am with you and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have spoken to you. Genesis 28 verse 15.